Fun Facts presents the 1932 Ford Roadster named the Mirage. Let's get started now. We have an exciting video for you today. It's going to be all about Joe Kugel's 1932 Ford Roadster named the Mirage. For being a one-year-only design, the lines of this 1932 Ford Roadster have certainly stood the test of time. But for nearly that same amount of time, folks have been willing to modify, stretch, lower, reshape, and generally customize nearly every aspect of that same vehicle. Customizing sometime to fit your own personality is long-held tenet of a hot rod movement, whether it's the engine, the body, the wheels, or all of the above. What's certainly amazing is after more than 80 years, folks keep coming up with new designs for the Deuce Roadster. People like Jesse Greening and Joe Kugel are just two of the millions that have created these new designs. Those into customizing their hot rods have probably already heard of Joe and Jesse. Joe is of the Kugel clan, a family of 300-mile-per-hour Bonneville racers and rodders. That includes patriarch Jerry Kugel, father of Joe, along with brother Jeff and daughter Geraldine, who work at the family shop. As well as being the namesake of Kugel Components, the Hot Rod Aftermarket Company started in 1969 and based in La Habra, California, that makes and assembles some of the finest IFS, IRS-based chassis systems known to the industry today. Jesse, on the other hand, is a third-generation auto enthusiast who opened Greening Auto Company in 2001, the rod building business located in Nashville. Besides having built two Detroit Autorama Ridler winners, Jesse, along with his dad Jeff, has expanded the business beyond the high-level assembly and paint jobs they're known for, to now include a unique line of aftermarket parts. Joe Kugel had long admired the Roadsters. Marcel DeLay and his two sons, Luke and Mark, were fabricating for customers in the past 2 decades, but being scratch-built, one-off steel bodies, they were out of Joe's price range. As a side project, a few years ago, Jesse had built a modified one-off glass roadster for himself, and liking that design, Joe soon came up with the idea of offering a package deal that would include a glass Deuce Roadster inspired by Jesse's design and have it available on one of Kugel Components' independent IFS IRS chassis designs. The car the pair came up with would be named the Mirage. From there, Joe assembled one of their pushrod IFS systems, which utilizes twin rocker arms and an inboard coil-over shocks behind the grille insert. Drilled Willwood 13-inch brake rotors were coupled with 6 piston calipers, and 17x7 Boyd wheels were wrapped in 215/45/17 Firestone Firehawk rubber. Out back, a Kugel IRS with a Winters quick change center section and inboard disc brakes went in, set up with a QA1 coil-over shocks outfitted with Eibach springs as opposed to the 4-shock spring design they also offer. Outboard are big 20 by 10 wheels shod in Firestone Firehawk 295/45/20 skins. Try saying that 10 times fast. Wow. Powering the ride is a 1995 Corvette LT1 topped with billet specialties, valve covers, and a paint job that is color matched to the rest of the car. Handling the cooling is the responsibility of the Matson copper and brass triple flow radiator and the SPAL electric fan. To make the vet motor run right in the Roadster, Joe got an engine wiring harness from Hot Rod Harness in La Habra, California, and the entire system dyno-tuned by Steve Spiglio at Eclipse Engineering in Whittier, California. Back to the engine is a stock 4L60E transmission operated via a local shifter. My goodness, these are all new words for me. For this project, Joe had Marcel modify a Brookville Roadster's Deuce Grill shell by not only chopping it 2 inches but thinning it as well, a design popularized on many of the Deuce type Roadsters designed by Chip Fosse or Fosse. Marcel also fabbed the one-piece hood top and the hood sides out of aluminum. Once the body pieces were fit to the body, they were delivered to Freedom Auto Body in La Habra, where they were block sanded before being sprayed with Grigio Silverstone BASF paint, a color found on late model Ferraris. Woo! Once in a color, the Roadster went back to Joe, who installed one of their chrome cast aluminum windshield frames with curved glass, a set of greening headlights, and a pair of taillights from Billet Specialties. In the cockpit, Joe used a wiring harness from Easy Wiring, hooking up a gauge cluster from custom rod gauges along the way. Being a Roadster, Joe didn't think about adding air conditioning, but he did add a vintage air heater system to keep things toasty while rolling down the highway. A Pioneer bass stereo system with punch speakers was also installed, and even though this contemporary Roadster looks monotone at the first glance, there is a fair amount of polished aluminum and chrome pieces, the latter being dipped in the tanks at Sherm's Custom Plating in Sacramento, California. Wow. The final work on the Roadster was done by Bill's Hot Rod Interiors in Brea, California, who started with a wood base for the bench type seating, adding foam to create individual buckets within the bench. Leather was used throughout, including the door panels and inside the trunk area. Joe Kugel and Jesse Greening initially packaged the Mirage as a fiberglass base car, but now they're also looking at expanding the concept and modifying Brookville Roadsters, steel deuce bodies in the same way as the glass version, thereby offering a choice of either steel or glass to their customers. For those who like the look of the traditional hot rod, deep down inside, they can only just tolerate the ride because you can only do so much to the 80-year-old suspension design and make it road-worthy. But if you really enjoy the act of driving and enjoy superior ride in sleek and powerful Roadster that is every bit as reliable as any vehicle produced today, then maybe the Mirage Roadster could be in the horizon of your not too distant future. And I want to apologize if I have slaughtered your names, because if I was to even do a second or a third take, it wouldn't be any better. So we'll just have to live with the way I'm presenting it. But I love this car so much that I had to do a video. Okay, here's the last part that we're going to talk about. And under the aluminum hood, fabricated at Marcel's Custom Metal, a mostly stock LT1 Chevy engine is augmented with a SPAL fan, a Matson triple flow radiator, billet specialty valve covers, the 350 mats to a stock 4L60E trans, topped with a shifter from Loker. If you don't already think of 300 horsepower passes on the salt flats when you say the name Kugel, then the next obvious choice is probably their IRS or IFS systems. Well, if you made it this far into the video, I'm apologizing again for slaughtering anybody's last name and auto parts names, because they are actually very new to me reading them. And I know somebody's going to want to correct me, and I will listen, promise. But we'd like to thank you for taking the time to stop and watch the video. Make any comments below the video if you like. I'll read them all. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. It helps our channel. If you like our channel, please subscribe, because I plan on getting much better at doing this, and I'm going to be bringing you lots of vintage hot rods, custom cars, Don Ridler award winners, and we're just going to keep going every day with something new. And thank you, and have a great day.